Hello students, welcome you all in the world of consumer behavior. Friends, today we are going to start the introduction session on consumer behavior and marketing communication, which is a specialized paper of MBA third semester second year students, comes under Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Students, the content of today's session goes like this: understanding consumer behavior, need to study consumer behavior, importance of consumer behavior, consumer and customer difference between, and finally consumer behavior in contemporary environment. Students, marketing is to identify the needs of customer and fulfilling the needs of customer. Any organization to be successful need to identify and understand the need of customer. According to Schiffman, consumer behavior is the study of how individual, group, and organization select, buys, use, and dispose of goods and services or experience to satisfy their needs and want. In fact, student, consumer behavior talks about how consumer make decisions and how consumer use and dispose of products. Students, now the $1,000 question in front of each one of you is, why we need to study consumer behavior? What is the need of understanding customer behavior or consumer behavior? Let's proceed further. Before understanding this, we need to understand the buy concept of consumer behavior. Let's proceed further. What customer wants to buy, why they wants to buy it, when they buy it, where they buy it, and how often they buy it. The answers of all these questions are in consumer behavior. Friends, consumer behavior is not a rocket science. It is a strategy which you need to understand and know how to implement it in the market intelligently. Students, consumer behavior is a branch which comes from these 5 branches. Psychology talks about study of individual. Sociology, study of groups. Social psychology talks about behavior of individual in group. Anthropology means influence of society on individual. And finally, economy, all about demand. Friends, 2006, Patanjali entered into the Indian market, and once he entered into the Indian market, he make the night sleepless of their competitor because of the fact that Patanjali has developed faith in the eyes of consumer and providing economical product to the customer. So Patanjali has able to understand the behavior of consumer and has become the market leader. The second example goes to Geo Digital Life. Jio has provided wonderful internet facility to their customer with a very economical range. And gradually, Jio has developed faith in the eyes of customer. And again, the Jio has become the market leader. So these two examples shows you that understanding consumer behavior is the need of the hour. Now, the $1,000 question is, what is the importance of study of consumer behavior? Students, days are gone when there are only one product in the market. You went to the market and purchased the product. In older days, the importance of consumer behavior was not realized because it was seller market. But modern market is customer oriented. So we need to understand the importance of study of consumer behavior. The first is to make better strategy for increasing profit. Second, to take into consideration customer health, hygiene and fitness. Students, the second point goes very important after COVID-19 because now everybody want healthy product, hygienic product and health product which help them to increase their immunity power. So there is a paradigm shift in the behavior of the customer in terms of taste and preferences. So consumer behavior study is necessary to make pricing policy. As I have quoted in last slide, the pricing policy adopted by Patanjali and Jio Life, and to avoid future market failure. Friends, this slide talks about what are the factors which influence consumer behavior. There are psychological factor, social factor, cultural factor and personal factor which we will discuss at length in times to come. Friends, the other two factors are economic factor and environment factor which include all political, legal, technological and ethical consideration. Friends, this is a scenario to understand the behavior of customer. In fact, Schiffman and Nock has already discussed that every consumer is unique, but every consumer purchase product. So we need to understand customers' expectations. Now this slide talks about the difference between customer and consumer. For example, if my mother asks me to go to the market and purchase medicine for her, that means my mother is a consumer and I am a customer. So the customer, the purchaser of goods or services is known as customer and the end user is known as consumer. Purchase of good has been done by a customer, but it is not necessary by the consumer. Customer is individual or organization, whereas consumer is individual, family or group of people. Friends, customer thinks a lot before purchasing a product. In old time, competition was less, but now it is full of competition. We must understand the consumer behavior. We must understand consumer attributes. Take under consideration price policy, distribution channel, and decision of sales promotion. Friends, this slide talks about diffusion of innovation. The diffusion of innovation is the process by which new products are adopted by their intended audience. It allowed designer and marketer to examine why it is that some inferior products are successful when some superior products are not. So this gives to attribution theory, which draws upon their past experience when facing a new situation. Students, people assess the quality of a product as they are using it. Your customer are smart enough, regardless of whether they are happy or disappointed. When its performance, people draw conclusion about the product. So when the customer sees a similar product in the market, his past experience will influence his future purchase decision. This slide talks about the process of diffusion of innovation, which consists of 5 steps starting from knowledge, persuasion, decision, implementation, and finally it goes to confirmation. Friends, in the last, I need to recap the session which we have taken starting from the introduction of consumer behavior, difference between customer and consumer, the need of consumer behavior, the importance of consumer behavior, and finally attribution theory. With all these words, I am concluding my presentation. Wish you all the best. Take care. Happy journey. Goodbye.